Motion to come out of executive,
So moved. Second.
favor? Okay, any adjustments to the agenda? None? Presentations? None? Public hearings, none? Citizen comments, other than what we're gonna talk about later.
No, I'm fine, I'll just listen.
Select board comments.
I got that. Nothing here.
Becky?
I would just say Public Works is doing a good job down at the Madomic River Park area, continues to look, I had to say, sorry, it took me a minute. Didn't want to offend John. And, you know, it just continues to look better. What they're doing, I drive down there once a week,
I got comments about that as well.
yeah.
That's, I was gonna say that too, I'll echo that, I stop in every now and talk to the guys, and they're actually kind of enjoying it down there. Cause they can see it and people are talking about it.
Yeah.
I also have a couple other quick things, this Saturday, May 2nd. There'll be roadside cleanup in town, anyone interested in helping doing the cleanup? You go to the town landing on Pine Street and between 8 and 10, Public Works will be there with bags and all the necessary utensils you'll need to pick up alongside the road, and then they're gonna help pick up the trash when everyone's done. So that's from 8 to 10 is when pick up your bags and stuff at the Pine Street Landing. And tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, there'll be a public forum to discuss community center. And it's going to be at the Open House of History, which is, some of us know it as the old library, the old customs house, the yellow building next to the barber shop, between the barber shop and the Waldorf. So that's where that's going to be tomorrow at 6, and there's gonna be some conversation about future community center at some point. Town manager, you have anything? Anything?
It's
zooming
just
on?
good to be back.
Okay, and take a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved. Second.
Discussion on the consent calendar? All in favor? Okay, new business. 10.1. The man of the hour is up. John Daigle's here to talk to us about the repairs up at the transfer station.
Yes,
Hi, John, how are you?
good, doing real good. Usually, every 15 years or so, we have to get the compactor, relined, replated, because the wear and whatnot, plunger going in and out. And I had figured out, the cost. But I was unaware when the company come down, checked over everything. I mean, they go in places where we can't, we're not allowed to. And they went through it. When we lost the landing gear on that trailer, the plunger was still in the trailer. And what it done is bent it. So ended up, we've got a couple bent rams. They're starting to weep. This company's gonna come in and fix them. The ram guides also are bent, which they need to be fixed. Also, they're gonna come in and do everything else, and the cost is gonna be $51,000. This is about $20,000 more than what I expected, but I do have it in the budget. We do have it in the capital for repairs, and we do need to have this done. It's 36 years old up there. It was designed to last about 20. So we've done real good. Really. So, but the money is, I have 50,000 in the budget, in the capital. Which is 51,000, but I can come up with the other 1,000, another part of the capital. Now Julie had asked them for costs of a brand new one, because it is so old. But we're talking $230,000. Well, that's just to replace the compactor itself. Doesn't replace the electrical. Doesn't replace the building. And it doesn't replace the trailers. Right now, in doing this, I've talked to the company. They said that should get us another 10 years, no problem. By then, maybe we can turn around and see, there is a lot of grants out there for solid waste. Whether we can get a grant and get the whole thing redone. But I think right now at this time, 230,000 is a lot of money, and we'd have to tack on probably another 150,000 onto that for the trailers. So,
Are you talking going to live bottoms? Is that?
to go to live bottoms, yeah,
Okay. So you have to buy trailers and not just not the compactor, but trailers as well.
yes. And like I said, they're running, 140 or 50,000 apiece. I think last time Julie looked into it.
Would this new setup be similar to Bristol's?
No, no. Bristol's 4 yards, we have 8 yards. We're dealing with population around 10,000. We've got, too many people coming in, too much trash coming in.
It's obviously it's smaller, but it's
Yeah.
the same setup, except it's a bigger unit,
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
like it's. You say
Yeah.
live bottom, they're not live bottom trailer, like
Yeah,
dump trailers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long are the two options? How long does it take to do the two options?
the first option, would be, they give me 4 days. I
4 day
figured they'd
turnaround.
have it done.
Yes, what they got 5 in here.
Yeah. And, which that wouldn't be bad. We could handle that. The other option, we don't have the 230,000 put aside. And we don't have no trailers for that option yet either. So,
So you just need a motion from us to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make that motion, we do $51,063 for repairs to the trash compactor.
Second,
Motion made and seconded. Any other questions, discussion?
Sounds like we get the bones for a longer term plan, get 10 years out of this 51K and then.
Yep.
Start now.
Start working on
When-
start working on the second phase.
How long will we have now work? I mean, is it something you have to get done like right now?
well, that's something's gonna be done before July, yeah.
All in favor? Opposed, no?
Good, thank you. There was something else in my packet, which I don't know. FB Environmental, did you guys get that, not?
I didn't see.
I got the United Hydraulics 2 quote.
Yeah. And that was on the water sampling at the transfer station.
No, I didn't see anything on
You
that.
didn't see anything? Okay. It was all in the same packet, man. We get rid of it later on.
That'll be at the next meeting.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, thank you. Yeah.
John.
Okay. 10.2. 170 Lady Slipper Lane, East Ridge Mobile Home Park. I don't see the representative here.
I'm gonna make sure there's not a prompt for someone in a waiting.
Make sure no one's in there. These additions.
Today, yes.
Okay.
They try to draw, we should get a bubble on the screen. I don't see anything right now.
All pictures be blue viewing pleasure. But obviously, all the discussion last summer didn't help out,
Well, the list is smaller.
but it looks like the mess is bigger.
So here's what I feel the problem is. We're into a vicious cycle and we're starting another cycle.
Mhm.
The cycle that we have is every fall he goes away and chaos ensues and there's nobody running the show. The second issue that we have is, in my opinion, the tenants that are living there are now under the understanding that Fred's gonna come and take care of all their trash. There's no training involved because they know that Fred's gonna get a violation. And just like this time, Fred's gone around and picked up everyone's trash instead of them picking up their own trash. So something, I know the board in the past has tried to get him to write rules and regulations for his departments, his park, so that people could follow that or face the consequences, but that isn't happening. We continue to go through this and we're gonna continue to have problems. The violations that still are ongoing, as of today is there were multiple. And I didn't walk up each driveway or anything else. Those are just the ones that I could take pictures of the comfort of my pickup truck. But there were at least 4 vehicles that are unregistered, uninspected. He's allowed 2 per state law. And he has already granted 2 spaces to a certain, a lot in there. But it never falls onto that. My suggestion to him was have none, and then if somebody falls into that pit, you don't have to worry because you have 2 that you're allotted. So there were multiple in there. There were at least 4 that I actually took pictures of today that are still in existence on there. There's still pictures of some of the lots where, for the most part, things are cleaned up, but people want to debate you on what is considered junk and what is considered their livelihood. The owner still has not paid his fine from before. That is still outstanding. I have given the owner information, as well as, Julie can chime in as well. We have made it clear to him on multiple occasions that his avenue for appealing this is through the court system. The only thing that the Board of Appeals can see are cases involving the planning board or the code enforcement officer. So for this case, if he wishes to appeal, he has to go through the court system. He's been told this numerous times and has made no effort to make an appeal to the court system. I don't know what else to do. I mean, to me, this is just, I go out there, I inspect, I find violations, he goes to clean them up. And it's just gonna continue. My suggestion is that this be turned over to legal to see what avenues we can take at this point in time in order to bring this into compliance for not just today, but from here on out. And try and find some way of controlling this. So, that's all I've got. It's pretty short from my point, unless you've got questions. That's what my recommendation would be.
Go ahead, Rabden.
What would be the process of going legal? What,
The first thing we would need to do, obviously, is get in touch with a lawyer, explain the circumstance of what's going on, and find out what exactly can we do from a legal standpoint. One is we still don't have a clear answer as far as can we put a tax lien for that $8,000. I haven't found anything. Daryl looked up some stuff, but looking at it now, I'm not sure that would apply. So legal would be able to tell us how can we possibly collect that fine? And moving forward, how can we get him to, rather it's a consent agreement where he is going to be facing a fine if this happens again and again, whatever. But at this point, I think we need to have some type of, lawyer involved to give us advice on how we can proceed in the future to handle this. So,
I think. Pursuing this through our town lawyer makes a whole lot of sense. I don't think that. We can compel a private business owner to. Set the standard for his tenants. However, if he doesn't want to pass along those fines that he's going to incur to his tenants, that's his choice, although. Doesn't make sense from a business perspective, but that seems to be what he's been telling us through his. Actions is, I don't want to fine my tenants and I don't want to hold them to a standard, so I'm the person that you need to hold to that standard. And we just need to know how to do that legally.
I agree.
To that end, so it looks like there's some new violations you found since the last go around.
That's correct. The initial report came in from the police department, and I will leave out the expletives and language as far as what they told me. But it basically, I went up there and I was dumbfounded because I thought that the word would have been out to the tenants. And hopefully they would have, known that, there's always going to be somebody looking at this and stuff. And some of it was just as bad, if not worse. Granted, there's not maybe as many of the lots that were in violation. However, there were some of them that were the worst that I've seen.
My question inside of that is, if we're gonna ask our town lawyer to look at this and go the legal route, does that prevent us from issuing any other new fines while we do that work?
No.
What is the maximum fine we can do per issue?
So depending on what it is, the maximum fine that you can set, according to our land use ordinance and the state is, it's a minimum of 100 and a maximum of 2,500. And then,
Per violation per day,
Per violation per day.
right?
So what I'm wondering, this isn't a motion, this is just me
Yep.
in my own little mind. I wouldn't go straight to the red line on that, but we were real kind the last time, coming to a total of 8,000. If this is still going on, I'd want to go somewhere in the middle, but per issue per day. And I want that number to climb up while we try to get this resolved.
The only challenge I see, and I'm just looking at it from Mark's perspective, is if we're doing a fine per day, per violation, then Mark has to go there every day, right? To see if the violation still is in existence.
correct, or he has to notify me when there is no more violations, and then I do the inspection on that day.
Okay, so
So we could either do that second one, or could we set a different cadence per week, for a few days, something like that? I don't want to make any of this seem like your time is not valuable. At the same time, I see those numbers and those fines as additional pressure and additional information.
I'm assuming that he's aware of this.
Yes, I made him, very clear in my, email to him that, I was going to be presenting this to the board. And my recommendation to the board was that this be turned over to legal. So he is aware. He did, contact me via text today he wanted to know if I was going to be doing a re-inspection today. So I have answered him on that, but to tell him that there's still some violations that have not been taken care of. So.
I think just sending it to legal is too soft.
I agree.
I don't disagree with that in any way.
I'd recommend max penalty starting now.
So what I can do is I can let him know tomorrow. And that would take place in my. So if I let him know that takes place, the following day, if it is not corrected, then that would be the start of that fine. Does that?
You're
That's
giving
correct.
him a 24-hour notice, basically.
Correct.
That's my
I'm
motion.
giving him notice.
Second,
For $2,500 a day.
The max. Yep.
per violation.
Per violation. And again, if he wants
I
to
just want to
appeal,
be clear,
if
that's
he
all.
wants to appeal it, he'll have to go to the court.
Yep.
You know, we've dealt with this, I've been on. the
2
board-
years.
Well, I've been on these 3 years,
This has been
every
3.
year, it's over and over and over again, I'm sorry.
The fact that he has done nothing, he didn't come back to us to talk to us, he didn't pay the fine, and he didn't go to court. All of which were reasonable options for him to do. He is just, he has lost any support that I ever gave him.
So my question is, I understand the fines and how that you've spelled that out. Do we still want to converse with legal
Yes.
and find out what our options are?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
Does that need to be one motion or two separate things?
I think it
Two
can be
separate things.
Two separate things.
I would make it two separate things.
We got
So-
motions made and second for max penalty on the fines. All in favor?
Starting,
Once he's been
Once
given
he's
notice by
noticed
Mark,
by Mark.
that he currently has 16 violations.
We also want to, I make a motion that we pursue legal advice from our town attorney.
Second,
Discussion, anything on that, town manager?
No, I'm good.
Your question?
Nope, I was just getting ready to raise my hand.
All
You
in-
vote in favor.
Just
All
ahead of
in
the
favor?
game, sorry.
Just one more question.
sure, absolutely.
Whatever happened with the state inspection he had last fall?
So the state, for the most part, he had cleaned up the violations that we had together, which was the junk and a bunch of that stuff. The things that were in their area were the electrical stuff, which we cannot touch. And then he has fixed the electrical stuff, and then the state has said that they're okay. So
At what point, there is a agency at the state that oversees mobile home parks, correct?
correct, Manufacturers Housing Board.
Is there anything from then that we can talk to, how to,
They basically deal with the violations and stuff like that, and if they do not comply, then they would go after them. I would have to reach out to them, and I will. Funny you say that, my training tomorrow is with one of the members of the Manufacturers Housing Board. I will run it by them and find out, is there anything in their toolbox as far as reviolating and this continuing. So they may have something, I don't know.
because I'm sure they have to have some type of special license to have these places.
Yes, they are overseen by this agency, and this agency can shut them down.
Right.
So that's correct. But it's, again, I don't know if just the reoccurring part of that doesn't, oh, it's a new violation, oh, it's a new violation, oh, it's a new violation. At what point do we cross that road? But that will be a good question for
I can
them.
only assume this agency's dealt with this type of problem before in the state.
I can't imagine that they haven't. So, Ryan has been around quite a while in the agency, so I should have a good answer by tomorrow.
And what was the total violation count?
16.
16.
16, okay. That's some
40,000
math.
per day almost.
Anything else?
That was so fast.
That's really good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll follow up with us on it.
Yes.
Sorry I wasn't any more excited than that. 10.3 liquor licenses.
Make a motion to approve. Audio wise,
They all the same,
do you want me to do them all in one?
audio wise?
Well, 10.3 is a new,
A new one.
Okay,
One's a new
so-
a
one.
new
Yeah.
ordinance,
Yeah, 10
Procedure.
I'm sorry, 10.3.1 audio wise, make a motion to approve that.
Yep, I made the motion.
Second. Question, discussion?
Are they
Just
open
keep-
again? Can I get a pizza there?
All in favor?
Oh, I can't vote. What am I doing? Good job.
Waldeboro,
For support.
Waldeboro End, 10.3.2,
Making a motion to approve their liquor license.
Second,
is there a renewal?
yeah. It's a renewal, right? Yeah.
these are all renewals.
Oh, the
Except for 10-3.
10-3 is something I would
Okay.
like to chat.
Okay, let's do this one first then.
Yeah. You got a motion in a second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? 10.3. Our town clerk would like to discuss.
How we're doing this.
So, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
I've talked to a couple other town clerks and also the police, John Lash, the police chief, and when they implemented this new system, everything's done online, which you guys know, there's no more paper. I don't get anything tangible. You only have it because I printed it off the computer. So other towns, what they're doing is doing a blanket, basically approval once a year of all the current renewal licenses that need to be renewed. That doesn't include brand new licenses. That would be something different. And I gave you, there's two lists that you have. One, we don't even deal with. That's just more informational of the stores that do sell liquor. The other list includes their expiration dates. So basically, if we pick a date that's good, could be July 1st, it could be most of them expire in the spring. Whatever month works for you guys, if we could just do a blanket approval of all of them, and then when they come up, like I had another one come in this morning that would make it on the agenda, now they have to wait 2 weeks in order for me to finish all the paperwork for them, which is literally 3 buttons.
So would you rather us approve them every year for our fiscal year? Is that
Whatever,
what you're looking at?
it doesn't matter to me. If I just have an approval for 12 months, whatever month you want to pick is fine with me. And then I can go in and approve them, which is I sign off on them anyway. And what the chief and I were talking, because I always check with him, you have any issues before I present it to you guys. And he said, that it would be, he'd just contact me if there is an issue. We in turn would present it to you. There's an issue, whatever it is. We haven't had any issues since I've been here, so.
I don't see any reason not to do it the way you're proposing. My sort of objection or concern about doing it the way we were doing it a year ago is that we were essentially voting on something that wasn't before the public by telling you, yeah, go ahead. Individually, yes, so we weren't doing it necessarily collectively, but we were voting, saying, yeah, you've done the research and you sent an email and we sent back a, yeah, go ahead and approve that. But it wasn't in the public, and
So this would
everything.
cover
that would cover it. This would cover it. It's a
Yeah.
great solution to the,
So if somebody opens a business for a new, that's a whole different
Right.
issue. You have to have a public hearing when it's brand new. To give
Right.
the neighbors the opportunity to speak, and then we do a different kind of approval, but this is just for renewals.
So I guess the motion would be to renew all new license, all
If you want to do it today for a year, ideal, and then we'll meet next. Are we still in April? Next April 1st, maybe, or the first meeting in April for the following year.
That'd be easy enough for you to
That
follow.
would be perfect.
Okay. All right, renew all liquor licenses that we have, except for new ones, April 1st of every year.
Well, do you want to be April 1st of every year or the first meeting of every year?
the first meeting of April each
First
year.
meeting of April.
Not to
Yeah.
split hairs, but
Don't
it's
make
all
it-
in the document.
That's pretty fine.
Yeah.
I'll
First,
just put,
first meeting of April, select board meeting.
Okay.
Of every year.
Second,
Second.
You get yourself into it.
any more discussion? All in favor?
thank
It would be
you.
a
You're
pain about
welcome.
at least one time a week, and it was your turn.
Sorry for being a pain. I just felt
No,
like we were voting outside of a meeting and we shouldn't do that.
Old business, 11.1 town-owned property. I don't know, I think that was kind of put on there.
I don't
We were handed a list last meeting.
think so.
Hopefully, some
But
discussion.
there was no
and-
discussion.
There's no real discussion, so
I don't
table that.
I don't have
This, this was put on the agenda back in March for this meeting.
Well, the only comment I'd like to make about that is there any way to get these properties back on the tax rolls. Because properties that are exempt from taxes, we could all use a better tax base. So how do we get these properties back on the tax rolls?
These are the properties that the town,
That the town owns, and they're not taxable because we own them.
right.
And there are structures on them, presumably with wells and driveways and
We're
things
not,
like
we're not
that.
talking the tax acquired properties. We're talking like the ball fields and the town garage and.
Well, no, I mean,
No,
this-
that's
this-
tax
that-
acquired,
that's
that's,
tax acquired.
That's
Tax
that's what I'm
acquired.
talking
yeah,
about.
that's, but that's
Oh,
not
okay,
what's on the
okay.
agenda
No,
tonight.
we're talking
Okay,
about some of the
sorry.
properties that the town owns. Is there any opportunity that, any property that probably could be sold?
Oh, it's like up on top of the hill. That one, it's useless to us. Maybe an abutter would wanna buy it or something. There's the same place up here on, Depot Street. That's town owned, that's useless to us. So, I mean, there's some places that maybe abutters would be interested in possibly buying.
Are these,
I can't remember right off the top of my head. Those two stuck out in my head when I looked through the list.
and these, any properties we'd have to go to the town to vote, get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Right, but we should put them on there if that's what we wanna do. Just get that ready, even for November or something like that. I think we should work on that this summer.
Seems like it's worth the time.
Yep.
How about a-
But it's not just the town owned properties that I'm concerned.
Right, and
Yeah, but
that's,
that's not-
I'd like to get these on the
Yeah,
tax roll, so.
That-
But that's
that's
not
a-
on the agenda,
that's
you
a
gotta get
process.
that on the agenda.
Okay.
That's the
I'll-
process.
I'll-
Yeah, I
that's
believe,
next week. or
yeah, I
the
believe
next
Christine
meeting.
is coming to the next meeting to talk about, again, about the tax acquired property.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to go, there's a whole different.
I know.
We discussed it in our.
Yeah.
assessors meeting.
Oh,
I
Had a
just,
little
I
coverage.
had left the actual town-owned properties in your box and we had said
Yes.
in March, hey, let's revisit this in the second meeting in April. I just wanted to make sure, what do you want to do? Do you want to look at each one individually? We can set up a workshop meeting and go over it, or
Yes.
I
Yes,
can
that's
modify
what
the
we need to
list
do.
of,
Yeah.
what I could do is I can go down the list and tell you what we really don't have a use for. I can sit down with the department heads and go over that.
Well, I think
Let's
there's-
do that.
There's a bunch
Okay.
of them that we don't.
Yeah.
The town garage here. There's a couple other places, the water supply up there on Depot Street, but there's places we can just X off regardless.
Yeah. Agenda items for next meeting?
Tax
Yeah.
acquired property.
Is Christine gonna come in next week and talk next time about?
I believe so. Pam, I know that she was supposed to talk to you about, they had given her some marching orders at the meeting, the first meeting in April. When was she supposed to return?
Talk about tax acquired properties.
The next meeting, but she couldn't make it, and tonight she couldn't make it, so we'll have to
Okay.
put it on the next one.
Okay, sounds good.
So that'd be one thing on there.
We have something about the garden club for the next meeting.
Oh, yes, the garden club has a request to put a bench at Pine Street Landing.
Another one?
We should,
Well, I think it's the first
10.2.
bench at the,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's the first bench that
Yeah.
the garden club's requested.
Yes.
And we'll get a.
I think it's up by the tree. It's up by the road, Abden.
Oh,
An
and
we need an update, I want an update from the CEO and the town manager on what happened with Lady Slipper Lane.
there's the public hearing on the warrant.
Mm-hmm.
What day's the next meeting?
May.
12th.
Well,
So it's it's after the
it's after the school,
school.
correct, that's May
Yeah.
5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's not, is it May 5th?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
did talk-
Ruben,
Yes.
Smokey
Oh,
saying
that's a good
hi.
catch.
Anything else?
Wait, that's like next Tuesday,
Yes.
He smokes.
Is school one,
School
yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I have to attend that one.
I talked to Larry Reed today and he's got the fish counter all ready to go whenever we're ready. Gonna keep an eye on the weather. If we get too much rain, we gotta kind of look for a new place to put the fish counter, because just down there, when we get any amount of rain, you know, an inch to 2 inches, it's just impossible to monitor the fence that has to go across. So we're looking at a couple other possible options.
Abden, for the next meeting, do you want to at all talk about the Davis Fish request that you had?
Yes, I also had that's probably a good idea is.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? Is it what's the name of that conservancy?
Davis Trust, isn't it?
No, there's
It's, oh, what's her first name?
no, it's Landis.
Landis, yeah.
They just got the quote back for getting the engineering study for a fish ladder at Washington Pond. It was $20,200, and they didn't know if we had money to help with that. And I told them, well, we might have money to help with possibly getting a grant for it. They wanted us to hand over money, and I said, no. I said, we'll see what we have for money available, and then we'll go from there.
And we do have a trust fund specifically for Washington Pond, so
Do you know how much is in that?
I will have that data to you. I can look that up tomorrow, and I'll have that data to you definitely by the next meeting, so you can have a conversation about it.
Okay, maybe I'll tell them to come in and come to the next meeting.
That would be great if the select board would like to hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
With the public hearing, that's gonna make a
Turning into a big
big
meeting.
meeting, so.
I don't think that one will take. As long as we get all the information
Yeah.
we need.
As long as you don't make me read the whole warrant.
Each
like
item.
like you used to.
I get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I will hit the button.
Thank you.
Okay. See you all tomorrow. My
See you
first day
tomorrow, 3
back.
o'clock.
Yeah, bye.
What's tomorrow at 3?
Transfer station meeting.
Transfer station committee meeting.